Hi there, this is Anastasia. I decided to do something a little different today. So for those who don't know, I am a retail sales manager for Ulta Beauty. I am headed into work today. So this video is going to be included in my playlist that's going to be called Basic and Boujie. So I'm going to do, it's a dupe of some of my favorite things that we have on our prestige side that you can find on the drugstore side that are just as good. So whether or not you live in the bougie world or you live in the basic world or you like a little bit of both, I am going to show you some of my favorite things. So if that sounds good to you, come on along. I want to quickly apologize for two things. One, the sun was not on my side today, and I didn't realize it until I started to edit the video. By then, I was well vested. And also, my chair wanted a cameo. It was really creaky. I'm so sorry. I'll take care of it next time. Alright, so let's jump right into this. My first dupe is eyeshadow primer. For those who don't know what an eyeshadow primer is something you put on your lid to, number one, control the oil, because for most of us, our eyelids are naturally oily. So this will help control the oil, mattify the lid, and more importantly, help your eyeshadows show up true to color. So they have a dual purpose. I used to work for a company called Brand Connections, and we were in Targets in the cosmetic aisles helping guests navigate cosmetics. Go figure. I absolutely enjoyed that. I did that for about a year. And so while I was there, because my background is in prestige, I wanted to find dupes for all the things that I loved and knew that worked a little bit more money that you can find in Target. So one of the first little videos that I did, I used to call them diva shorts too. One of the first videos I did was for eyeshadow primers. So almost every complexion line has an eyeshadow primer, but they're not all created equal. So here are some of the ones that I tried and either didn't like. They were either a yay or a nay. So here is Maybelline. Nope. Here is Revlon. Nope. Here is CoverGirl. Nope. Here is Elf. Nope. So before I get into the hero out of all of these, let me share with you some of my favorites. There are two favorites that I have on the prestige side that I know for a fact work. Urban Decay has their collection of their eyeshadow primer potions. They got several versions of this, but this is one of the most popular ones. And my absolute favorite, my hero on the prestige side, it is from Nars, and it's from their collection called Pro Prime. I believe they have a face primer as well, but this is the smudge proof eyeshadow base from Nars. It's called Smudge Proof. This is my hero. I absolutely love it. Let me show you really quickly. It is a white, maybe an opaque finish, and it dries down to a powder finish, which is okay because you're putting shadow on top of it. So it really doesn't matter. Again, it dries down to a powder finish, which I'm okay with. So the hero on the drugstore side, believe it or not, is Wet n Wild. This is the eyeshadow primer Photo Focus from Wet n Wild. When I tell you this little darling is just as good as Nars, it is just as good. This, the color for this one is it's almost like a beige base, but it dries down to a powder finish as well. which again is fine because you're putting shadow over it. But if you are one that likes to spend her coins, $26 for Nars, and I want to say $5.49 for Wet n Wild. So Nars is $26, Wet n Wild is $5.49. Take your pick. It's okay. You can spend your coins on this one. I absolutely love it. You can spend your coins on this one. I absolutely love it as well. They both work perfect. Perfect, okay? You can't go wrong with either one of these. Hey there, I just wanted to pop in and say that if I made you think twice about anything in this video, that means you're probably basic and bougie too. Please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Okay, next up is mascara. So, arguably, this guy is supposedly the #1 seller in the world. I can't say it's the #1 seller at Ulta, but I think we all know what that is. Better Than Sex. Too Faced. It is definitely a popular one. But for me, I have to say that I didn't like it, and I didn't like it so much that I realized I didn't even have a full-size container. I just have this travel size right here. But the #1 seller, Too Faced, Better Than Sex. So when I'm in the aisles and I am advising on, let me back up a little bit. When I'm in the aisles and I have a guest to ask me what's my favorite mascara, I become a little biased, and I become biased because I like to explain the reason why I feel the way I do about certain mascaras. So if you understand and you know a little bit about, for the most part, mascara formula is the same. It's the same. Some companies, prestige companies, may put a little something different in there, some type of oil, coconut oil, something to make it smell good. And even some drugstore brands have done the same as well. But for the most part, the formula is the same. But what sets it apart is, #1, sometimes the formula can be heavy, it can be thick, it can be watery. And it's not too many get the formula just right, in my opinion. And second, what sets mascara apart for me is the brush. I believe that you have to get the right brush for your natural lash, because not all brushes are created equal, of course, because they're all designed to do something different. But if your lashes are short and sparse, why would you want a big fluffy brush? You're gonna have mascara all over the place. So your mascara should accommodate your natural lash. The one thing that I didn't like about, or I don't like about Too Faced Better Than Sex, is the wand. It's an hourglass shape, but it's too heavy for someone like me. My lashes are sparse, and I don't have much density to my lashes. So when I put this on, it gets all over the place. And also too, the formula is really heavy. And that brush picks up a lot of product. So that's what I didn't like about it. But if your lashes are long and you can handle this, then it is definitely one to try. So this is on the prestige side. So what's comparable on the drugstore side, believe it or not, is L'Oreal Lash Paradise. The brush is almost the same. It is almost the same. It has like an hourglass shape to it. But again, for me, even for this one, the formula, it was too heavy for me. It was too thick. And my lashes couldn't take it. But hey, if yours can, do you. But let me share with you my absolute favorite. This doll has been around for a very long time. I love it because the mascara wand is perfect. It's not too big, but more importantly, the formula is absolutely beautiful. It's not too wet, it's not too thick, it coats your lashes. It is absolutely a beautiful formula, and this is Lash Stiletto from Maybelline. This is my absolute favorite. I am always recommending this right here. Boujie, Better Than Sex, Basic, L'Oreal Lash Paradise, and my recommendation, Lash Stiletto from Maybelline. On to brows. All right, for all of my girls who love using pencils to do their brows, Anastasia is definitely the head of the pack on the prestige side, but NYX got you covered on the drugstore side. Theirs is just as good. If you want to save your coins, head on over to NYX. As you saw, I shared with you just a little bit about my favorite on the prestige side and my favorite on the drugstore side. Anastasia, even Benefit, have some really good brow pencils, so worth a try. On the drugstore side, NYX pencils are comparable and just as good as Benefit and Anastasia, so take your pick with those. But for me, I am a pomade girl. I absolutely love Anastasia's brow pomade. This, I love using a brush. I love using a brush to give natural strokes, natural hair strokes in my brow. And I love just having the control with that pomade. And because I'm oily, once you put this pomade on, it doesn't move. And that's what I absolutely love about a brow pomade. So on the prestige side, Anastasia, really, really good. Benefit even have some as well, but Anastasia, in my opinion, has the best. For the selection and the color range, I don't feel is necessarily the best, but at least for the color range and the options, Morphe on the drugstore side is comparable to Anastasia. Not the best, but for the color range and the selection, you can't go wrong with Morphe. So Boujie, Anastasia, Basic, Morphe, take your pick. So actually all of these I could really go on and on and on about, but now I'm moving on to primers. There are so many primers to choose from, and I know that it can be overwhelming when choosing the right primer for your skin. Why do you need a primer? I hear the questions and I try to answer them as best I can, but I'm just going to give you my favorites on the prestige side and the drugstore side. So Smashbox on the prestige side has a nice selection for your skin type, for what you want your primer to do, how you want your foundation to lay. So the packaging for this one though has since changed, but this is Smashbox Photo Finish. And this is the blurring one. This is the one that truly blurs your pores out and gives you a nice finish for your foundation. So prestige size, Smashbox. And I want to show you. I definitely want to show you this one. So this is it is silicone base and no color to this one. This one definitely blurs your pores, preps your skin for your foundation. It's okay, no complaints about it. On the drugstore side, don't fight me on this one, y'all, but Maybelline Baby Skin is just as good as Smashbox, and it works. I absolutely love this one as well. So almost the same formula, it looks the same, but actually Baby Skin gives you an almost matte finish. So I hope you can see that, but I mean you almost really can't tell them apart. So you want to spend your coins, Smashbox? You want to save your coins, Baby Skin. I like both of these, and there are many, but these are the two that I will definitely suggest on the prestige side and on the drugstore side. All right, I would be remiss if I did not mention this one. I'm oily. I'm all over oily. I'm not combination oily, I'm all over oily. And it's hard finding a primer that will help control the oil just a little bit, until I met this lady, Becca Ever Met. I have not found a dupe for this one. If anybody know of one, please leave me something in the comments, because I have not found a dupe for this one. And it's so sad that they're going out of business. We'll always love you. Let's have a moment of silence. I'm so sad. I'm devastated. I'm so devastated. This right here, I'm speechless, because when I have not found one as good as this. So again, if you guys know of one, please let me know. But this Becca Ever Met, this is my all-time favorite. It's new to me. I decided to jump on the bandwagon because I have been seeing all of the buzz about laminated brows and just that whole laminated look. So I had to try it, and I tried some of the most recent products. And on the prestige side, Anastasia just came out with their Brow Freeze Wax. And it looks like this. It is a clear wax. It almost looks like a gel, but it's a clear wax. You have to work fast with it. It dries down pretty quickly, and you also have to find a happy medium with it, because if you use too much, you'll be a flaky mess by halfway throughout the day. I learned that the hard way. But as long as you find that happy medium, I like it. I actually love it, and it works. It didn't come with it. This is sold separately, but so it has a spoolie on one end and it has a spatula on the other end. So of course you pick up your product with the spatula and you use the spoolie to brush your girls into place. I like it. It definitely works. It leaves a matte finish, and again, if you put too much, you'll be a flaky mess by the end of the day. All right, moving on to the drugstore side. NYX just came out with theirs. So this one is NYX's, I guess that's right, the Brow Glue. And it looks like this. So this one came with the spoolie attached to it. And just like the Anastasia Brow Wax, you gotta work quickly with it. This one dries very, very quick as well. And it dries down to a matte finish as well, but it does lay your brows down. As long as you work with it, it does lay your brows down. This one is a lot flakier than the Anastasia. It's okay. It's definitely a comparable one to the Anastasia Brow Freeze Wax, but it can be a little flaky mess too. All right, so while I was doing some research about the whole laminate brow, I ran to a video and I forgot who it was, but she did a tutorial on these as well, but she also had the Got to Be Glue spiking gel. I didn't know this was a thing. I truly didn't know. I'm new to Got to Be Glued anyway. I don't use it, but she used this. I tried it. What I didn't like about it was the consistency. It's a mess to me. It's definitely a mess. And if I told you these other two dried down really quickly, this one dries down super quick, super fast. I mean, you got to be Speedy Gonzalez to work with this. And in my opinion, this was out of the three of them, this was the more flakier one. Regardless, once it dried, it just looked flaky to me, and I didn't like it. Worth a try? Absolutely. So if you want to be bougie, Anastasia Brow Freeze Wax. Okay, if you want to be basic, NYX Brow Glue, and extra basic, got to be glued Spike Gel. I think they're all worth a try. If you're into that laminate look, take your pick. I have to do an honorable mention, which I forgot to mention when it comes to the eyeshadow primers. NYX just came out with this, let me make sure I get it right, the Ultimate Shadow and Liner Primer. This is NYX. What I appreciate about this was that unlike the other ones that leave a powder finish, this one comes in, I want to say, flesh tone colors. Comes in 4 shades. The air is light, medium, medium deep, and deep. So what I appreciate about this was that, again, it's more of a flesh tone. So if you want a day where you don't want to put any shadow on, but you don't want your lids to be a greasy mess, this one is definitely one to try. Look at how beautiful that is. It is absolutely beautiful. But I do have a but with this one. A little tacky. It is definitely a little tacky, which I didn't like, but throw some powder over it and you're all good. It's also one to try as well. So this is going to be about setting mist. So I have a love-hate relationship with setting mist. I like the way it feels. I like the whole meaning behind it. I do believe that they do set your makeup, but for those that claim to be mattifying and to control your oil all day and 24 hours and super mattifying, I have yet to find one that will control my oil. When you're all over oily, the only thing that controls oil is when I have my oil blotting sheets. When I see that shine come through, I take my sheets and I blot my shine away. So I've tried a lot. I wish I could say that I had a favorite, but I do have some that I absolutely love and that I would purchase again because I do feel that they set your foundation. But when you're oily, it's hard to find one that's going to control the oil all day. So I'm going to start off with my favorite on the prestige side. And it is Urban Decay All Nighter. Definitely one of the more popular ones, and they have different ones for different needs. Whether you're dry, you want a dewy finish, but this is the All Nighter, and I chose this one, of course, because I'm oily. So does it set my foundation? Yes. Does it control my oil? No. No. I have another one. This is Pure Matte Mist. Again, I'm oily, so I'm choosing all the ones that I feel are going to mattify me. Pure's Matte Mist is okay. It sets my foundation, yes. Controls my oil, no. But I like it. Okay, so those are, in my opinion, the most popular ones on the prestige side. So I'm going to give you first some honorable mentions before I get to the one that I feel on the drugstore side is just as good as Urban Decay's All Nighter. So I've tried Pacifica Pineapple Flower. This one is the oil-free matte mist. Do I like it? Yes. Does it work? No. Morphe. Here's what I like about Morphe. It is the continuous mist. When I tell you that is heaven right there, that is heaven. I love that you don't get those big droplets, and you can just hold it and mist all day. So I definitely like that for that reason. So here is my hero product on the drugstore side that I feel is just as good as Urban Decay All Nighter. This is Milani, Make It Last. Just as good. The only downfall is that, of course, you're getting more fluid ounces with this one. This is maybe comparable to their travel size, but so far as what they do, how they work, how they set, how they last, I definitely believe this is just as good as Urban Decay's All Nighter. All right, I got an honorable mention on the prestige side. This brand is not new. It's new to Ulta. And when I saw it, number one, I was attracted to the name. I was like, who is this? This brand is called Smith&Cult. So I did some research on it. And I got to share with you guys what I learned about this brand. So number one, let's see. The founder of this brand, her name is Dinah Mohajer. I could be saying that wrong. Founded Hard Candy, which I'm sure you know is in Walmart. But she done moved on up now. She on the top floor. And I've been rocking with her for a while and didn't even know it, because I got this one from Walmart. This is Hard Candy Sheer Envy Matte Setting Spray. So this is one that I got from Walmart. I didn't even know it at the time. But so what attracted me to this one was that this is a powder. Hello, it's a powder. So let me share with you what's unique about this. I had to, because when I saw this and I was like, whoa, okay, those are all some everything in here I was attracted to. So let me see. She actually, I gotta share with you guys about this. So this is Smith&Cult Instant Recall Invisible Powder Setting Spray. All right, so hold on, guys. So let me give you the ingredients. So number one, it says that this is dehydrated coconut water. Every can contains an entire coconut. I was like, okay, I'm down with that. It detoxifies the skin and helps protect against pollutants. It has rice starch, which absorbs oil for serious shine control. I was like, okay, I'm on board. So not only does it smell good, but it has some ingredients in there that I know can really help soak up some oil. This is, I believe this is like this is smaller version. The larger can of, I think is $26, but I'm impressed with this one. And I got to share with you one thing about her brand. She is definitely she's made in the States. She's not sold in the mainland of China. So she is Leapin' Bunny certified. Leapin' Bunny certified. But I want to share with you her philosophy. I thought this was genius, and I was on board for this. So listen to this, guys. Listen to this. We at Smith&Cult believe we are the antidote to beauty sameness, because we represent duality, from triumph to tears, elegance to absurdity, bliss to heartbreak, and everything in between. We believe the pursuit of perfection leads to sameness, and we find sameness pretty effing boring. We find beauty in the real, because there's nothing made up about being real. So we're a little rough around the edges, and we think that's absolutely beautiful. We're not here to apologize, because we love who you are and who you're becoming. I was like, okay, Smith, all right, Dina, all right. I'm down with that. I'm down with that. So, okay, getting back to, again, on the Boujie side, Urban Decay All Nighter, and on the basic side, Milani's Make It Last. You can't go wrong with this. All right, on to foundation. So several of my favorites on the prestige side, of course, is Lancome Tawny Doll. this is a really good one. And believe it or not, NYX on the drugstore side, Can't Stop, Won't Stop, is just as good. I don't have either, but I still think these are very beautiful foundations. So I know you guys didn't think that I was going to get through this video without mentioning Laura Mercer. Yeah, that gets to me too. She is definitely the shero on the prestige side. I don't think anyone can even stand next to her. But over on the drugstore side, we gotta continue. Makeup Revolution, believe it or not, have some beautiful powders. Their translucent powder is, in my opinion, it's a beautiful finish. Not as good as Laura's, but it's worth it. Okay, so that is my small contribution from my big world at Ulta Beauty. I do hope that you found this useful and informational. I plan on getting videos out on a weekly basis. And as always, I want you to remember that all that you put into the universe is all that you're going to get back. So love on yourself, love on others. Don't sweat the small stuff. Get out of your way. And we fall down, but we what? Get back up. This is Miss Dorcia, and I'll see you in the next video.